Good afternoon, everybody. I'm gonna wait till TSD tells me we're ready to go because I can't hear the room yet.
Okay, I think because I forgot to turn on my mic when I said hello also. Makes a difference. And I think Peter's joining via Zoom also.
Yep, he's on here. I see him.
I am here.
Hi, Peter.
Hello, hello, hello.
All right, I think we've got Shatoya Moss on there for Beverly. Welcome, Shatoya. Thank you for joining us.
Really cute. Hi, Kathy.
There's Kathy. Hi. I think Jean said she would pop in person too.
Kathy Hewitt just walked in also, Erica. So
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
and Sarah's here and Karen Renbeck's here. So
Okay. I'll go ahead and get started briefly. We're not going to be able to do any business unless and until we votes, unless and until we get a quorum. But I also want to be mindful of everybody's time. First, I'll open it up. Is there anyone on the commission who has any announcements to make?
well, we do have the September 2nd Paint the Town Purple event. It'll be here at the courthouse. And I'll let Kathy Hewitt tell more about it because I think she knows more about it.
Well, that's an agenda item today, so we will
Okay,
get to that
okay,
one
well,
specifically. Sam
Sarah-
Canonas is also an agenda item. Any other announcements? I see Peter has his hand raised.
Yeah, we received information about the opioid settlement, and I have asked council staff to put that data on the county council website. So that is forthcoming. That's the amount of dollars that will be coming to Monroe County every single year. And as I'm looking now, it's not quite up there yet, but it should be there next week sometime.
And
Thank you,
Jean
Peter.
Kapler just joined us also, just to let you
Hi,
know.
Jean. Thank you. Okay, if there are no further announcements, I'll move on to the next agenda item. First, I'd like to welcome, we have a new member, Karen Renbeck. She's a deputy public defender who I've known for many years. Karen, do you want to introduce yourself to the group and just say why you were interested in joining our commission?
Sure. My name is Karen Renbeck. Like Erica said, I've been a deputy public defender since 2014. I was interested in joining the commission. It obviously dovetails pretty clearly with the work that I do every day with clients. And I was hoping to sort of offer our department as a little bit of an avenue of sorts for the commission's projects and efforts, just to advertise things and make sure that, the clientele that I'm serving knows what's going on with the commission, and trying to just link those two entities. I'm happy to be here.
Thanks, Karen. Do we have any new applicants expected or pending right now? Penny, do you know?
Well, we did approve Melanie application. So, but I just was asking Kathy Hewitt that Melanie has other obligations today, so she can't join us.
Yeah, she did email me that.
If we need her for a forum, so, but if not, she's working at IU for an event that goes until 2.
Well, the truth is, she had emailed me that and that offer, but even with Melanie, we would still at this point be too shy of a quorum, which is going to bring me to my next point. So our quorum is actually based on our total number, if we were fully appointed, of 15 people. So the quorum that has to be in person in the Nat U Hill room is 8 people. I think we currently have on the commission 10 people. So obviously the problem with that is you've already got, Peter and I who are remote today. And then Steve is on vacation, and it's essentially impossible for us to routinely, consistently have a legal quorum to conduct business. So I think we really need to, as a group, work toward active recruitment. Like, we need to get at least 3 or 4 more people on the commission. So, I'd like to open it up for a little discussion, since we're gonna have a little time today anyway without a quorum. Does anybody have any good ideas about recruitment for the group?
I did run into Andrea just a little bit ago, and she may be interested in coming back. So,
I'm already in touch with her a bit about the potential for a summit next year. So I can send her a formal invitation by email after our meeting today. Any other good thoughts? I know, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Do the commission members need to be county residents?
Yes,
Okay, but that's the only restriction, right?
as far as I know, Penny might have a different idea.
No, you're on it.
Erica, you said that we had 15 people that are legally on the commission, but 10 active members. Is that correct?
So we have, I think I counted 10 active members, but there are actually 15 spots.
15
So-
spots, 15
Mhm.
people who have forms that were approved.
Yes.
I think Amy is on it, and Melanie and Steve, well, Steve, yeah. So, yeah,
Amy, if you mean Amy Meeks, is that who you're talking about?
no, Amy, oh boy, why am I blanking? Maybe, okay, I know there's one that, yeah, okay, I'll go back and check, but Amy Meek had said that she would be interested in applying. So I'll reach out to her again. I
Mhm.
did send her stuff over a month ago, so I'll try again.
Okay. I was gonna say, I am not aware, like Dina sent me the current list this week because I was concerned about a quorum and was trying to make sure I had hassled everyone. So, I don't recall anyone named Amy that's on the active list that I got from Dina.
And Erica, I'm thinking it might be good, I could reach out to some folks that are associated with the services to the homeless community and see if we can get somebody from one of those organizations on here too. So I'll put out some feelers.
Okay, yep, I think that's a good call, Jean, and I think we've talked about that before, so. The problem, I think I had previously reached out to some law enforcement, and maybe I'll do that again, but the challenge with law enforcement is not very many of them actually live in the county sometimes. So, but I may renew that call.
I can check. I asked someone from IU that is helping us with the event in September. So I can check with her again, Lisa, see if she'd be interested, or someone from her office potentially. So I'll check with her again.
Yeah, I think that would be a good one, Sarah. So yeah, please do that. And the application, in case anyone doesn't know, it is available on the Board of Commissioners website. It's pretty easy to find, pretty easy to submit. So I would encourage you to maybe even like find the link and send it to some of these people, make it as easy as possible. But all right, well, I don't want to harp on that too much, but it is something I think we really need to work on if we're going to continue to be effective. So
I do have another question. So for commissioner seats, are they 2-year seats, or do you remember how long?
The appointments generally run from approximately January 1st to December 31st with 2-year appointments. But if they're completing some, an empty term, it may not be 2 full years.
Okay. Have we ever thought about IU students or also Ivy Tech students?
I don't know that we have.
Or would that be an issue if they're not permanent county residents, I guess?
I think, I mean, bigger picture, I think my personal view on that is we want people who are either working or have some connection to the substance use disorder issues that we have in Monroe County. And I guess my concern with students is probably twofold. Some of them may meet that criteria, no question, but I think you're looking at a population that may be kind of transient and not tied to Monroe County, maybe less so at Ivy Tech than at IU. But you might not, like in the past, the commission has had people who've been professionals that have been involved with something, very relevant to substance use disorder issues. So I'm not saying no at all. And in fact, it's not my place to say no. It's going to be the Board of Commissioners' place to say no. But that's sort of my philosophy on it, is I think we should try to have professionals in our community, with ties in our community, that work with people with substance use disorder issues directly.
Erica,
Anybody?
Whitney Meek just entered the room also.
Oh, good. Hi, Whitney.
Hi. Students are back in town, so parking's horrible.
Yeah, no doubt. Whitney, we were just talking about recruitment briefly. So if you have anybody that you know who is a county resident who might be good to serve on the commission, feel free to reach out to them and tell them about the application on the commissioner's website, please. Okay, well, I'll move on from that, but just something that we definitely need to work on. So we have a couple of upcoming events that we really need to work on promotion of because they are imminent. So the most urgent one is on Tuesday, August 30th, is the Our Lunch and Learn with Sam Quinones, which is a virtual event. I did send out the flyer for that event, and I would encourage you to resend it, even if you've sent it before, resend it to your network, just to make sure that we get that promoted and make it a worthwhile use of Mr. Quinones' time. I don't know if, I think John Simmons did post on Facebook. He's a former member of the commission who's still willing to help us with those kinds of things. So I will reach out to him and maybe have him send out a reminder of that event. Anything that anyone has to say about that?
I'll get the
Okay.
county to repost it on our social media also.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, the second most urgent event is the Paint the Town Purple event, which is going to be on the courthouse lawn on September 2nd. Unfortunately, I didn't write down the hours, but I want to say it's like 5:30 to 7:30.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, look at me having a memory. That's nice. So I believe there is a flyer. Kathy, do you think the flyer is finalized to a point where I can send it out to everyone to distribute?
She was asking you a question about the
I'm sorry, I
flyer.
didn't understand what you said.
Oh, that's okay. Is the flyer that I received from Jackie, is it ready to be distributed broadly?
Yes, we can send it out.
Okay.
Did you guys get it?
Okay, so I'll send that to the commission. There's a flyer to distribute. This is a really fun event. So it's a kickoff for Recovery Month, which is September, happens on the courthouse lawn. There's going to be a DJ. There's usually some games and opportunities to network with folks who are involved with recovery work. So it's yeah, it's a festive atmosphere for sure, and I would encourage everybody to make an appearance if you can, and also just make sure that we're getting the word out about the event. There are food trucks coming, a DJ, I think. Kathy, is there anything else that I've left out?
I don't think so. No. We've got one food truck for sure, Pila's, and I'm working on some others. So
Okay.
are we
Thank
going
you.
to be able, weren't we going to vote on the quorum today on if we could fund the DJ?
Yeah, we don't have a quorum though, unfortunately. So unless you get 2 more people in person, we don't have a quorum.
If we get somebody else, I can contact Melanie. So
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think who we're missing. Nick, we're missing. And Steve's on vacation. Shatoya is here online for Beverly because Beverly couldn't make it either. Yeah, so unless we get a quorum, we can't vote on that part, but
There's also August 31st is Overdose Awareness Day. And I'll be at the courthouse here.
it's at the courthouse. Is there a flyer or any other information that we should promote for that?
Oh, yeah. I
Can
can
you
send it to Melanie maybe? Or
If you
who-
send it to me, I'll send it out to the entire
Okay,
commission.
great.
Thank you. Okay, so the next event that we will need to promote and be aware of is Sam Canona. Sorry.
Erica,
Sorry.
can I,
Move
just
the mic
ask,
closer to you.
since we don't have a quorum in person to be able to authorize the expenditure for that, and that's coming up soon.
Yeah, I know.
Is it possible for us to call a special meeting when we can get a quorum here and just vote on that? I mean, I'm willing to come back and have another meeting at some point in the very near future so that we get that money appropriated.
We can try that, Jean. I'm not opposed to trying that. I guess what my feeling on that is that I did my ever living best to try to get a quorum today, and I wasn't able to do it, and this is our regular meeting. So I'm open to that, but I don't know that I can get 8 of 10 of us in a room in a week.
And we have to publicly notice the meeting also. How much, what's the cost of the DJ?
It was $300 in the past. I know Kathy gave Jackie the details on that to reach out and see if it was going to be the same cost. I will say, I think Jackie thought she might be able to get alternative funding for that. I mean, I was hopeful that we would be able to help with it. But I don't think it means that they're not gonna have a DJ, that's what I'll say. Peter has his hand up.
Yeah, at our last council meeting, a member of this body came to the council requesting for or appropriation into a commissioner's line. Dollars were appropriated. Could we use those funds or other funds that are already existing in a commissioner's line for this expense?
Peter, that was my intention, was to draw down from that line, but I think we still need the commission to approve that expenditure, that specific expenditure.
Since Jackie
Um,
might be able to find funding, I'm going to text her really quickly and see if she knows that yet.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. We'll come back to it if she gives you different information, Kathy. If not, Kathy, my office might have $300 that we can kick in if it's an issue. So. So the next event that's coming up is Sam Canona's. It's on September 13th at the Buskirk Chumley. This is a live in-person event where he's going to come and discuss, I think and maybe Penny will help me with this. I think he's going to give a talk about some of the writing that he's done. I think most recently he's written The Least of Us, A Tale of Hope in America, True Tales of America and Hope in the Time of Fentanyl and Meth, I think is the subtitle. He's also going to spend a day or two workshopping with local or sort of regional professionals in the substance use disorder realm. So I will send out, if I haven't, I think I sent out to the commission the call for people to be involved with that workshop. But for the September 13th event at the Buskirk Chumley, it is free. You do have to get a ticket. The tickets are available at the Buskirk Chumley box office. Penny, is there any information about that event or Mr. Canona's trip that I have failed to convey?
He is coming in later on the 13th than originally anticipated. There will be an opportunity, I think, for a few people to meet with him before the actual event at the Buskirk Chumley. And then he'll just be here the day after for, he's going to be down in Paoli to workshop with some people.
Yeah, I think that's a cool opportunity. And just to remind the commission, we did approve paying for the cost of the Buskirk Chumley, and I did get those funds appropriated by council. So once we get invoiced, we'll be prepared to pay for our part of that partnership. So.
And part of at least one of the interviews that he did that's in the book took place here in Bloomington. I haven't made my way all through the book, but I've gotten through part of it. So, yeah.
Yeah, he also spent some time in Muncie. I can't remember where else, but yeah, it was definitely in Indiana and even here in Monroe County. So pretty cool. It's well-written book, so I recommend it if you haven't read it. All right, so moving on to sort of new business. We had discussed the possibility of a 2023 summit, which is a big undertaking. I am working with Andrea Havel to get her details, information from the last summit that we held. Do we have somebody who might be interested in taking lead, at least in the beginning, with gathering information and trying to form a committee to get this done? I nominate Karen Runbeck.
Not fair. Not fair. New member.
But see, I was thinking the same thing.
If Andrea
All
comes
right.
back, she would be great to at least be on the committee.
Yeah, I agree, but I think we would be abusing her good graces if we asked her to be in charge of it again. I think it was a big undertaking for her, but okay, well, I will for now. I would like you to think about that, but I will work to get the details from Andrea and bring those to the group in September. You know, some of the things that Penny had talked about us thinking about is, you know, when we want to do it, which I think realistically it's going to have to be the fall, just because it takes time to plan these things. How long we want it to last? Like, do we just want to do one day? Do we want to do a few days? And then what's our theme and our audience? So I would encourage everybody to just put a little bit of thought into what they think the need is for local education and destigmatization, and try to bring those ideas back to the table in September.
So Nick was saying, talking about these possibilities, or, you know, what we're doing with the summit. And he was like, you know, we're prepared to make the ticket. We have people nationally, not only just in Indiana. And I would like to be a part of your committee, if that's okay. I think the IRA, or, you know, we just have a mindset of, you know, harm reduction and making sure that with people with lived experience in there too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Whitney, IRA has, every time we've had one, had a really central role and focus, and I would anticipate at least extending that edge. I would probably operate under the assumption that that's going to happen again, because I think it is a really important piece. You know, I don't think we really can do it without harm reduction. So I think we're on the same page with that.
Great, thanks.
Okay, so just if you would put some thought into it, I'll work still with Andrea to get those materials. The opioid settlement funds, Peter talked about that a little bit. County Attorney Molly Turner King told me she was generating a memo about the accepted use of the opioid settlement funds. And she was going to share that with me. So once I get that from her, I'll share that with the group. I know that Nick had some hopes maybe for some of those funds, but yeah, I will make sure that as soon as I have that information, I share it with the group. Just to touch briefly on distribution of posters and brochures, this is an ongoing theme, but for Karen and some of the new folks, if you have use of some posters that we designed that were meant to educate and kind of destigmatize and give people who are living with substance use issues to like some hope and resource and reassurance. There are brochures and posters available in the Monroe County Commissioner's Office. There's about 5 different designs of posters, and then there's a little brochure, and when you open up the brochure, it's got local treatment resources in it. So if you're interested in posters or brochures, go see the Commissioner's Office, and hopefully they can connect you up with some of those to put in your office or around town as you see fit. I did give the 2021 report to the county commissioners, and I also shared that report with the county council when I went to get our appropriations. So I felt that both of those were positive experiences. Is there anything that anybody would like to bring up for the good of the order?
I just want to comment on your presentation to the commissioners. it's really, this is one of the most active commissions that we have. And so I really appreciate the fact that people are engaged and involved. And I think it is important for what goes on in our community.
I appreciate that feedback. Thank you, Penny. Penny, I don't know, sorry, going back to paint the town purple for just one moment. I don't know if you saw our emails that we're talking about meeting with Jackie and Kathy on Monday at, did I say 10 a.m., Kathy? I think that's what,
Yes.
okay. Penny, is that a meeting that you can be at?
Yes.
Okay, do you want to do it at the commissioners or do you want to do it in my office?
Whatever's easiest for everybody.
Okay, I think, well, I don't know what Kathy was just saying.
I'm in the middle, so I don't care. One way or the other.
Okay, let's just do it at the commissioner's office since we've been doing it there. I'd only offered up my office because I wasn't sure if you were going to be available and I didn't want to just invite myself into your space. Just I work here now. Sorry, everybody. Okay, so like I said, Kathy, obviously it's a little disappointing that we couldn't get a quorum today to vote on the issue of the DJ, but I think we'll manage to pay for that cost. So, like I said, I think my office has some funds for outreach that we can probably use to cover that cost if we don't have it otherwise covered. So, all right. That being said, I think that's all we've got today. So I will, I would appreciate it as you're recruiting people, maybe let me know that you've reached out to certain people so that I can kind of keep track of that and follow up on it, because I do think that in order to continue being one of the most active commissions and getting some good work done, that recruitment piece is really important. So, so yeah, just keep me in the loop if you would. And if you need me to talk to anybody too, like if somebody wants to know more about what we do and what the obligations are, you can feel free to give them my email address too. I'd be happy to serve as kind of that recruitment piece if you need me. So, all right. Thanks, everybody. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you. Quick question.
Yes,
If
ma'am.
people can't come and they send somebody in their stead, does that count as a voter? Can that? count?
I was, here's the truth. I was going to count that. And I don't know if legally I can. That's probably something I need to ask a county attorney. But Kathy, so just because we have a quorum both in person and online, we actually have to have a quorum in person.
For anything related to money votes.
Right. But
Yeah.
if they send somebody in their stead, does that count?
Yeah, I think it does. You're asking about a proxy
So that's what we need to really push is, and somebody can't come, have them send a proxy instead, maybe.
and have the proxy
Yeah.
here. Yes.
That's a good idea. And I think what I'll do is make sure that that's legally sound with the county attorney, but I was operating under the assumption that Chatoya could vote
Yes.
for Beverly. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I mean, I used to try to send Beth if I missed, just to make sure that I wasn't shirking my obligation to the commission. I am sorry I couldn't be there in person today. I think I expressed this concern when I got nominated to president, but one of my obligations is that I'm serving on the board of the Indiana Prosecuting Attorneys Council. And so I have to attend an Indianapolis meeting. And those meetings are not every month, but they are, I would say, probably 6 or 8 months of the year. They're on the third Friday up in Indianapolis at 9:30 in the morning. So I am currently sitting in a parking lot between Indianapolis and Bloomington. So, you know, it's that keeps me from being in person every time. So, we'll work on it because I do think we're doing some good stuff. I think the Sam Canona's event is really exciting, and I look forward also to our 2023 summit. So thank you everybody for being here. I really appreciate your service, and we will keep moving forward with some good projects. So thank you.
Thank you. And hey, I wasn't talking about you when I said in person. I was thinking about Beverly, and she talked about somebody coming online. I thought, well, if maybe if she sent somebody in person, it would count. But I was just thinking through that. So
Yeah, I appreciate it. No, you made me think like I should harp on that more, because I probably could have got Steve to send somebody if I had really tried hard. So that's something to think about in the future. So it's actually good inspiration, Kathy. All right. Thank you all so much. Take care.